So I just woke up and today is March 28th and I'm super excited. I got accepted at both the schools that I applied to for film. I just woke up, so I don't know what shirt on. NYFA, New York Film Academy, and Savannah School of Art and Design, so I'm really excited. I think that I'm gonna look at NYFA, but I'm really excited. Yeah, it's got a hog that's super excited. I'm super duper excited to go to one of those colleges. But today, in regards to the film, today I'm going to be painting some of the clothes that we got. So I'm gonna go to the store and grab some airbrush paint to paint on some of the clothes. I'm thinking like we're gonna take like some of these clothes and put like some Japanese symbols on them, kind of like on our poster that we did. Okay, so we just went to Michael's and unfortunately they didn't have any oil-based dye, but I'll show you what I picked up. So like I said, we're gonna be painting some of our actors' clothes today. So for my friend Julian, he has an airbrush gun. So I picked up an airbrush gun, and then I just went to Michael's and I bought the paint for this. And I was also looking for oil-based dye because I think for our fake blood that we're gonna use corn syrup, and I believe because liquid-based dye is lighter, it'll separate, it won't mix together, so you have to have oil-based dye if you want it to mix with corn syrup. But I've been told that that is the best fake blood that you can use, and the reason we're not using like actual just store-bought fake blood is because it'll be too dark and too maroon. We want kind of that bright crimson red, like that's kind of the color. He also gave me some this to sand down our swords, which should be here today, and then all of our primers and paints. So that's what we'll get up to today. Hopefully we can order some oil-based dye that can be here very soon, because I want to get working on that today. But if not, that might be a tomorrow project. So all right, I'll keep you updated when I get back to work. You gotta get some speed, boy. Okay, I'm back. It has taken me a while to assemble everything that I've needed, but I think that we have everything that we need. It's like 9 o'clock here, but finally got everything. So we're gonna be doing two different things tonight. We're gonna be painting our swords, which I got our brand new ones. These are a lot taller. I think these ones are 29 inches from the blade. I have a new one that I'm going to be unboxing. And then we got our corn syrup, sorry. Bought a bunch of it because if this will be our fake blood, we'll probably want a bunch, and I might even have to go back to the store and get more. I got our oil-based dye, which should go into that because obviously if it's liquid, it'll be, or if it's like something lighter, it won't mix together because it'll be lighter than the corn oil. And then we got our airbrush. This is gonna be used for our clothing. It could probably be used on this, but I think that we're just gonna go with spray paint. I'll zoom out a little bit more. And then we got our airbrush paint. I got black, red, which I think will be kind of cool because the film will be in black and white and red. And the only, like, one of our characters has a maroon jacket, but I think maroon will be dark enough it won't show. But I think bright red will, and it might be kind of cool if we want to airbrush on some of the clothing with red, so it'll pop out. And then we got just white or silver. And then, yeah, that's what we got. So let's unbox this sword and make sure this light stays on. I'll try to just hold it like this. So I want it to be a combination of like 3 different types of art form that I find. Music, poetry, and the art of combat. So those are the 3 different arts that I want to portray in it. And when I'm making a film, I want it to be stylized. That's the biggest thing. So I got this idea from a song, and frankly the whole album by GZA from Wu-Tang Clan. The song was called
Cold World. And basically it's just rap music, but it has a lot of samples from samurai music. Specifically, this movie called The Shogun's Assassin, which I think that movie is just... I think first off that he made a lot of these songs have quotes from that movie is really, really cool, because I'm almost like, was that part of the process of making the album? Watching that movie, or was that just something that came along after the fact, you know? I don't know. But I also think that Shogun's Assassin is a really, really cool movie, because it was two separate movies, like part of like this movie called like The Lone Wolf or something like that. But during the English dub, because it's a Japanese movie, the project becomes something different, and these two movies get combined into one movie that becomes The Shogun's Assassin, which I think is really, really fascinating to see that, and how it can be changed just by like a dub and stuff like that. So I think that was awesome. But those are the three things that I want to show. I mean, I really love poetry and I really love music. Those are my two biggest things. And then combat is something that I'm really excited to show in this movie. So yeah, that's just basically what my movie will be about. We have a rapper and a samurai kind of like crossed, and they meet in this urban environment and they duel. So here we are. We have our red rogue dye, our blood. We have corn syrup. So I'm gonna try and mix this together. First off, maybe it would be. Let me try shaking this first and see how it shakes. Okay, never mind. It just doesn't really shake at all. So this might be bad, but fuck it, we're going right into it. Try pouring some of this in here. Probably just a little bit. I want it to be like a bright red, not like a dark maroon red. That's why I'm even doing it myself in the first place, or doing it DIY in the first place. See it? Just gonna go a little tiny bit at a time. Yeah, it's just like just kind of floating there. Well, pour some more, and what other colors do we have in here? Blue, yellow, green, black. Well, I'm just gonna pour more in here, and then I'll probably get to work on the swords while hopefully this mixes. Okay, while we're waiting for that, we're going to take these blades and sand them down. So I don't know if this is gonna mix. I mean, it's just kind of sitting there right now. Like, but if I let it go, will it do anything, or is it just completely separated right now and just not gonna do anything? So I'm gonna take this blade and take my sandpaper and sand it down. Okay, well, I don't think we're getting that much better even after working on it for a few more minutes. So I think that I'll just set this one down to put on the first layer of primer on. And this cornstarch looks absolutely terrible. No blend at all. I guess that I'll try pouring the rest of it, but it doesn't look any different. I might take the corn oil and try messing around with it a little more, but I don't know. They seem about the same. This says oil based, which should mix with it, but it seems just way too light. So I'm gonna grab the corn oil and grab it out here and see if that makes a difference. So I'll record when I start spray painting. So unless that corn oil turns out really good. Okay, I'm back, and I realize that I may not have the basic understanding of a very simple principle of what syrup is. So syrup and oil. So I bought an oil-based dye, and it doesn't go into syrup because syrup is water-based. And for some reason, I had an understanding that, you know, it's thicker, that it won't go in because it's thicker. You put liquid-based dye, it'll separate from it. But that is clearly wrong. So I took the rest of our corn oil, and it mixes just fine because this is oil and this is syrup. So I used the rest of my liquid-based dye, which is a gel, and I hardly have any at all. So this is what we got for now. It's very spotty because of the oil-based dye in there too, and it mixed decently, which I think this can work. We're gonna test this even though it's not our right color right now because we barely had any, and then we'll compare it to the corn oil, which corn oil is kind of liquidy, but it's still heavy, and I heard that corn syrup is way better, but I don't know. I might like the corn oil because this might splatter more and it's a little bit easier to move, whereas corn syrup is sticky and heavy, and I don't know how well it'll launch when we put it through there. So I realized that, yeah, I don't even understand what the basic principles of it are. So we're gonna spray paint these swords now before we test this. We're probably gonna do this last because it'll probably be a mess and it'll probably be the worst to clean up. So we're gonna leave these two here, and we're gonna spray paint our swords now. So I will come back and we'll do that. Okay, we're all ready and good to go. We're putting this on cardboard, and we have our white primer ready to go, taped off. So let's do this. All right, let's flip it to the right here, because this is kind of a thick sword. I want to make sure we get all of it. All right, and then we'll let this sit here for a little bit. We'll do the other side. long does it say to let it sit for? Dries in 25 minutes or less. So maybe we should have put together that thing there. I'll come back after I've been standing here for a while. And it launched us all the way across. Hopefully we got that. I think it looked pretty well, so let's do our corn syrup now. Alright. That actually launched pretty good. The corn syrup is a lot thicker, so we'll even see if it gets launched out of here well at all. They both don't smell good at all. Wow, and the corn syrup just doesn't really give us a lot. Like this whole bottle fits in there. And it's really sticky too, which obviously we know that blood is sticky, but I don't think it's this sticky. All right, let's try this one. 3, 2, 1, corn syrup. Well, that just kind of launched it like a glob. That didn't really do too much. Maybe we'll pour. So I'm gonna set my goals for tomorrow. I'm gonna try and be more realistic. I might be kind of busy working on my Civil War documentary with Hunter tomorrow, but I think that it could be realistic possibility to just finish the swords, which I'm gonna bring those in. They should be finished by tonight, but look at them, touch them up if they do need any touch-ups, and then just get the blood launch good to go. Get our VFX good to go. Like that is my number one priority tomorrow. That's what I want to get going. So we're going to be launching more again tomorrow, but that is the main priority. This is a really big part of the film and I can't have it fail. Plus we have our next lit one that'll I just got to get the blood ready so I can even start launching and even thinking about that. So yeah, we got a lot of work to do, a lot more than I thought. So even though I thought that most of our pre-production was done, so we got to make sure that we get that done. All right, I'll talk to you guys when I get these swords back. So I'll show that and then we'll end the video. Okay. So our blades are still drying, but we are sort of getting there. Unfortunately, God, we got some dirt up here and stuff, but definitely tell it's a little bit spotty, especially right here. It doesn't look too good, but I think that we can get to a point. I'm gonna mess around with it a little bit more and give it some more time to dry. I think that I'm gonna sand it down and try and get all this material that I left on here off and then do it one more time. But you can definitely tell that in some of these spots, it looks pretty good. Whoops. But in some of the other ones, it's just spotty. So that's the main thing we want to remove, is just get it away from being spotty. But other than that, I'll keep vlogging what I end up doing tomorrow. Tomorrow just might be do more computer work and not physical work, but we'll see what we end up doing. So, all right, that's the end of vlog 2. So, peace out.